Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to HJN Graphix. Because today we're going to look at something different here. Something that I have played not too recently. Let's just go back a ways, back to this past February and March, which I played a game by Techland known as Dying Light. And just for the record, I've actually talked a bit about the sequel. If you remember this past January, with the video called The One Who Got Hardballed by Techland, then you probably know that Techland and Square Enix, since they now both continuously operate and own the franchise to this day, they had decided to push the game's release an entire year ahead. It went from December 2020 to December 2021, just like that. I was practically expecting to play the sequel quite a ways, but unfortunately, I'll probably never get the chance to do so since there are already quite a bunch of other games I have in queue, and once I'm done with them all, then I'm actually planning on retiring video games and selling my gigantic collection in auction, pretty much, across all consoles and the like that I've played over the years and all that good stuff. And that's because there are, in fact, tons of bills I need to pay up on, lots of debt I need to avoid getting worse, and plenty of other things that just have to happen right now. So, after all that is done, all the GWK content I have will be made at some point. And of course, I still have a 3-month-long subscription to PlayStation Now to make things a bit easier to pretty much complete through all of this. But you know what though? The sequel is not necessarily what I'm going to be talking about anyways, because, again, I will not get a chance to play it, since I plan on retiring in a little while. But I'm going to be talking about the first game, since I did get the chance to play that instead. It was released in 2015, just like a handful of other games. Black Ops 3, Until Dawn, and, of course, who could forget, in 2015 was also at the time where an original variant of Ark Survival Evolved would come along, but for 2 years later, it would eventually get itself a nice, amazing console port. But 2015 itself, other than being a big year in terms of gaming, certainly did leave behind quite a bunch of other things to be desired. In my life, there were quite a bunch of things out there. From a follow-up interview that I had with some people out there relating to the past incidents that happened with the blackout period of 2013, at the time being over 2 years old, and then we also cannot forget 2015 was also the peak of foreign accent syndrome in my life. The one and only peak. I hated it very much. The delusion and insanity that I was getting from not being able to cope with all this any longer was just way too much. I got into plenty of trouble at times. But you know what though? At least it had subsided within the following year.